Welcome to another District 75 AI tutorial. Today you will learn and explore one of the curated classroom activities through Adobe Express. To access Adobe Express, first log on to TeachHub using your New York City Public Schools account. Adobe Express is IRMA and New York City Public Schools approved. From the homepage, search for Adobe Express, then click on the Adobe Express icon. From here, you'll be automatically logged in. From the home page here, you'll see all the tools to create, teach, and edit. On the right-hand side, you'll notice that you are logged in with your New York City Public Schools account and also the generative AI credits that you have. From the Adobe Express homepage, you'll notice all sorts of activities, but here we'll focus on the curated classroom activities, specifically a science activity. From here, you'll notice all of the guided activities, standards aligned activities, and lots of different possibilities. At the top, you can change your subject and the grade level. For this, I'm going to stick with middle school science. Just scrolling through, there are lots of different options, but for today, we are going to focus just on the animate and animal habitat. Take a moment to pause here, get logged into Adobe, and find this activity. For this activity, as well as other activities on Adobe, you'll find instructions and tutorials on the right-hand side. This can provide you with more information and more ideas when using these tools. I'm going to start off this activity with choosing the animal I want. You can see I start off deciding on a lion, but then I click media on the right-hand side and actually switch to the zebra. I find that image, add it on as a layer. Once that image is fully loaded, then I can click Remove Background button on the left-hand side. As you can see, Adobe easily removes the background, and I can adjust my zebra to fit within my habitat. From here, I'll begin to add the details about the zebra that I would like to include in my project, so changing the zebra lives in Africa. From here, I'll change the image I would like to see for that. So on the left-hand side, I'll click Add Contact. First, I go to Media. I type in Africa. And as you can see, I'm still in that Wild Animals tab, so not exactly getting a picture that I would like. So I go back to Add Content and click on Elements. Here, I'll type Africa again, and I'll get more of the symbols that I'm looking for. From here, I'll pick one that I like, add that in, and begin to change the sizing, the layout, all of those sorts of things. Decide to add in a second element. It looks like here, looking through the icons, picking the one that I would like. Once again, adjusting, resizing, rotating it. Then I go and do the same thing with the food. So I'm changing it to zebra eats grass as the food. There I'll delete those bugs out of there. Rearrange a few more things. From here, I'll begin to look for my picture of grass. So again, the left-hand side, add content, the elements tab, I search for grass, add in my icon. Then if you click on that black square, I'm able to pick colors or a custom color on the tab on the right side. Same thing, adjust my symbol. Next category I'm changing is water, so zebras drink from rivers and lakes. Same thing, returning back to the add content tab, visiting the elements, typing in river. Found a symbol I like there. Again, changing the colors. Again, resizing that, reformatting that, adding it to my zebra habitat. Here I begin to change my mind about some of the elements I've added, resizing them. It's really easy on Adobe to make these changes, add different effects. Here you can see I am playing the animation at the bottom. To add effects or animations, click on the symbol you would like to change or animate, then click Edit at the top. Then the panel on the left-hand side will open. You could click on the Animation tab, and then there are lots of different options to choose from. So here I'm going through, testing out some of the different animations, adding those in. There's dynamic, all different sorts of ones. You see these are looping ones, but there's also animations for things to come in screen and off screen or out of the screen. Playing around with these animations here. From here, I'll head back into my add media on the left-hand side, add content. I selected a picture of a zebra and some grass for the savanna. From here on the left-hand side, you can see there's lots of effects and edits that can be made. Again, to our images, I selected the corners, made that a little bit rounded. You can play around a lot with these different features, but I'm, changing that, reformatting it to fit within my zebra habitat. Playing around with some of the different filters, different options, and again, adding an animation to that like I did with the other elements. Making any final changes I would like to my habitat. Then I begin to notice the background. Maybe I don't like the way, the snow looks. So beginning to play around and change that. Just note that I'm adjusting all of this with the snow globe by those layers on the right hand side here. So you can see I clicked on the circle or the actual snow globe layer. Here I'm able to change those colors, and when I click on that is when all these options on the left hand side come up, and I'm able to switch through those colors, the tones, all sorts of things there. But then I decide to look for a different background. So again, I did that through adding content, clicked on the elements, and on the background tab here, I see it already has generated some ideas of a safari and outdoor background because of some of the media I've already used. But I search for zebra. I decide maybe a zebra print background. I would like that. Looking at all the options it gives me. Notice it looks a little bit too busy, so I'll make sure I'm on that layer, then click edit at the top. Still looking a little bit crazy here, so maybe I change the filter. Playing around with the tones and all of the options on the left-hand side. Looking at all the different colors it gives me. And if I go back to edit, I can change the opacity. So maybe all of my information around the habitat is a little bit more readable. From here, I'll play the animation again to see how everything looks all together. And once you or your students have finished your creation, your habitat animation, here in the top right-hand corner, you'll see the share button, where you can share with an email, Google Classrooms, or with a viewable link, or you can just download as a video file. This is a great activity. If you are learning about animals and their ecosystems, maybe you complete as a whole class, maybe students complete in groups, with lots of different options for students to show what they know about animals and their habitats by adding these elements, allowing some creativity as students share what they know. And here, once my download is complete, I'll click allow, and my MP4 video will download and open up. I'll check and make sure it's the way I like it. Then I can go ahead and save this to my computer, upload it to my Google Drive, email it, whatever you would like to do. You have the final copy downloaded there from Adobe. It's important to note that as you begin to explore these tools and implement them in your instruction, that you are continuously reviewing the outputs and making adjustments to best meet your learners' needs and maintain integrity in your instruction. Use AI responsibly and consider the environmental impact. For more information or to provide feedback, please visit www.d75stem.com/AI. Thanks for watching.